First priorities, we're going to deal with the carbon tax.
Applause in Ottawa and Surrey for promises of a consumer carbon tax coup de grace.
We'll introduce and pass that law in British Columbia to get rid of the carbon tax entirely.
Scientists have long linked carbon emissions from human activity to rising temperatures and worsening environmental disasters. So if a carbon tax is off the table, what options remain to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, which both these politicians have sworn to do? One researcher says the carbon tax was never going to be enough. What's needed is more investment, private and public.
We're talking about investments like into fast and frequent public transportation that's low carbon, affordable housing that's electrified, things that will also kind of help increase affordability for the average person in BC, in addition to mitigating climate change.
A leading environmental group says the tax's end is no surprise and could be a good thing.
The way it's advantageous is we can take this debate off the table and we can move on and implement other climate policies.
Like new building codes and incentives for technologies like electric cars and solar power, which have dramatically improved fast. An economist argues the consumer carbon tax was the best bang for the buck.
Regardless of whatever kind of objective for reducing emissions, it's going to be a more costly way of achieving the same goal that could have been achieved more cheaply with the carbon tax.
But Carney and Eby's opponents on the right say they're not moving fast enough. Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre accuses his Liberal rival of planning only to hide the tax, with an election looming.
And after that election, if God forbid he were re-elected, there would be a bigger carbon tax than ever before.
He wants Carney to recall Parliament to definitively end the tax. BC Tory leader John Restad argues Eby should do the same, especially with a tax hike planned.
It's a simple act that can be put in place to get rid of the carbon tax immediately, so that we don't have to suffer through the April Fool's joke of a carbon tax increase.
He maintains climate change adaptation, not reduction, should be the focus.
Taxing people into poverty is not going to change the weather.
A deal with the Green Party following last fall's provincial election commits Eby's NDP minority government to a review of BC's climate plans. And a federal election is coming soon, political forecasters say, and both could have big implications for climate efforts. Liam Britten, CBC News, Vancouver.